I need to ask him that because I don't know. Because I don't know if when he reached out, if he knew that we weren't. I'm sure he probably. I have to find out. I never honestly thought about that. You just opened the door.
That's why you're here.
You just opened
today.
a door.
No, there's an Instagram account, Jeff Lewis Obsessed. There's this girl, Sarah. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
Yeah, she's coming to the salon, yes.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yes.
There you go.
She's got her candles too. She loves her candles. Go on.
I had to actually reach out to her and say, "Is there anything I should know about all of this?" She knows every.
She knew I was going to be here today, so
well, I didn't know.
This.
I didn't get that specific.
Okay.
I just said is there anything I should know about Jeff and all of this? And I brought you up, and I'm just like, okay, come tell me some more.
Yes.
I knew you were back on the show, and so that's good.
Yeah, I am much more cautious now because, again, since 2008, we were friends, but I've watched, this one go down and that one go down and that one go down. And you always wonder, am I going to be on that chopping block? And I'm being honest, it happens. And with Heather McDonald right now, they have a thing. So I'm like, I don't want to get into it. I don't know about it, nor do I want to. But my element is when you're on that, I'll call it a ship, whatever boat, whatever you want to call it, you just wonder, is my time coming up? Is it going to happen? I know I was always upfront and honest with him. And I was probably one of the most direct and honest people in his life because most people would tap around it and not. And I just was honest with him. And I valued that and cherished that about our friendship and so forth. So now as I enter back into it, I'm much more cautious. That makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you have a falling out and then you come back together, you're both probably happy that you're back together because you both missed the friendship. But yes, you are always a little more cautious.
Yeah.
Speaking of Heather McDonald, do people just?
God,
well, I mean, listen. I
don't know what happened. I just knew something happened. Is all I know.
Well,
you probably know.
Do you know her? Do you know Heather?
I do. She's been to my parties. I do know her. Yeah, I don't know what happened with her. I just, again, Instagram, TikTok. I think it's Instagram that I know. I just know something did. I do know her, and again, I think both of them are somewhat the same element. It's entertainment. And if you shock people, if you bring something, so they're both in that same sort of element. You get where I'm going. So I think they both somewhat need that a bit of shocker news element to it. So yeah, I don't know what happened to them though, but I do know her. She's been to my parties and so forth in the past, and I've been actually on her show a long time ago, her podcast, whatnot.
You're just like, please don't involve me, guys.
Don't. No, I have nothing to do with it. I hope I have nothing to, other than they both attend my parties. Yeah, I don't think, I've been actually at parties with she and he as well, to Leah Black and all that. So yeah, it was in that. We may have even gone to Universal together, but I don't know what happened there. And it's like, I don't know if they can fix it because I don't know what happened.
I'm thinking that they're not going to fix it, but that is just me. I think you had a long-standing friendship with him for a long time, and you're not really in the action. I mean, you're in the entertainment business, but not really. I mean,
no, in a different way.
Yeah, in a different way. So I think, I don't know. I think theirs is different. That's just what I think. Are you? Well, I mean, people are happy you're back on the Jeff Lewis show, so
Yeah, no, that's been very well received because, again, they hated that we had the falling out. I mean, obviously so did I, but yeah.
Well, you seem to me like, not that I know you, but here you are again you're Zen. Like you seem like a Zen, like centered person.
Yeah, I try to keep harmony and I do. And again, even with my business, it doesn't always run. I'm the one who's trying to fix it, put out that fire. Yeah, it's like life's too short for all that shit. For me, it is. It's too short for all that. And again, what really matters and what really matters? Is it going to matter a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years now? And you should look at it that way.
I look at everything that way, really. Despite the fact that I do this for a living, I really never, like when I have falling outs, it's more like people get upset with me for something and then I just disengage. I'm just like, to your point, this isn't going to matter in a year. And like, I'm not even going there. Like, doesn't mean you don't care that everyone is expendable. You're just like, this is so stupid. I can't even deal with this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can't really explain that to someone else. If they don't get that, you're just like, this is negative energy. I don't want this in my life.
Well, especially if they're trying to pull you into something that like, this is just going to keep going on and on. There's no end to this. It's like, yeah. Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to dismiss it because there are things that come up that, okay, this is really important. We need to address this. We need to discuss this. We need to work this out. But then there's things that are like, this isn't anything. And you're turning it into something huge when it really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it isn't.
Maybe at your next party, you should invite Jeff and you should invite Heather McDonald. And you should just, I mean, you're
I'd have to find out what the issue is first. I have to find out what it is. I don't know what it is. I'll have to ask Jeff Lewis Obsessed, what's going on over there?
Well, I think there's someone named Justin Martindale. I don't know if you know him. He's on Heather's show. I'll give you this.
Maybe I do. Has he been on it for a long time?
He's on it a bunch,
Okay,
yes.
I might, maybe. Go ahead.
And apparently this is all just very top line. Apparently Heather wanted to be the only one that was on Jeff Lewis from her show. And she's the star of the show, not Justin. So Justin's also a comedian. He has his own, thing in the world. He has his own podcast. So I guess that's what happened. And I guess it came out and somehow Jeff revealed this. I don't know who did what first. And Heather's like, well, I never forbid someone from being on your show. And I think that is what then sent Jeff over the edge of like, I've already said that you did, and now you're calling me a liar, and you actually did do that. See, you're like you're making a face because you understand how Jeff could react. It was more just like, no, you actually did do that, Heather, and now I'm pissed because I look like a liar, and that is when, believe it or not, all hell broke loose.
Oh my God! See.
And now this guy has been on Jeff's show many, many times,
well,
which I think is
more, right?
I think is Jeff.
Yes.
We all know how Jeff likes to twist the knife just a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, he's going to be my co-host now.
I think we're almost at that status.
Oh,
where
Lord.
it's pretty much so. You see what you're avoiding by all of this?
Yeah.
What about, and we're going to move on from Jeff. This whole show is not about Jeff, but the fact that, Jeff's ex, Scott, is dating Gage. Could you even, I truly could not imagine this. I would get over it, but that can't be easy.
And I know Scott too. I met Scott years ago before the Jeff and Gage thing. I had met Scott somewhere around town. And then when he was dating Jeff, I'm like, oh, because I knew who he was. My element is just here where it's crazy is that they were dating when he was going through all the craziness. So when you're dating someone, you open up to that person about all that you're going through and all your troubles and all this and that. It's a double-edged sword, and now he can be used again. It's just wrong. First of all, it's the bro code thing. It's like, it's not, I don't agree with it. Sorry, Scott. Sorry, Gage. It's just, you don't. I think that's a universal thing. But to know that as they were in their breakup, how, he knew all, I don't want to say, I don't mean the secrets, whatnot, but just all that he was going through. I'm sure he opened up to him. And now you're dating the person that he opened up all that about. I don't know. I would not be happy about it whatsoever.
Yeah.